딴딴 짠! Hello everyone. Welcome back to Weekly Korean Live class. My name is Keijin. 안녕하세요, 케이진입니다. And 짠! Here. 안녕하세요, 침침입니다. Today 침침 is in the graphic. So, yay, 침침 means still happy. So, 짠! 짠! Oops. I'm now... Yes, this one. As usual, before I start the lesson, I want to show this banner. But before that, let me say hello to you. 안녕하세요, 수미. 안녕하세요, 크리스, 마에라, 코아티, 니킬, and KD 타타유. So your name is Talia, okay? And Anat, Kishore, Veronique, great Emily, 안녕하세요, Pratisha, Korean dancer, Philistus, awesome. Today, yes, I'm much closer to the camera because I'm filming from home. 안녕하세요, 정희, 안녕하세요. And 짠, let me check the Facebook too. So today we're going to talk about these Korean particles 을 and 르. 을 and 르. These are object marking particles, and it's definitely one of the most important Korean particles. So watch this video until the end. 알렉시나 안녕하세요, Chris. Hey, so on Facebook and YouTube we are all ready to study Korean, right? Okay, so 짜자자잔, 짠. If you click the link in the description, you will see this free Hangul writing worksheet. By the way, what is Hangul? Hangul is the Korean alphabet. Yes, so I know some people use romanization on the internet, but actually when you want to communicate with Korean people, native Korean people like me, unfortunately we don't understand the romanization. So please use Hangul to communicate with Korean people. Seriously. If you use the romanization, maybe some people try to read, but it's very difficult for Korean people. And I don't think many of my friends will understand the romanization. That's why Hangul is important, and we are giving away this Hangul free Hangul writing worksheet. 짠! Like this, you can see the pronunciation of the Hangul and you can practice writing, so check it out. It's free. To download this, you have to be the member of Korean Class 101, by the way, but signing up as a free member is free, so don't worry about it and just download it. And Maleni, what is your name, teacher? 짠! My name is Keijin. Do you see this? I often get this question. What is your name? My name is Keijin, and this, our best friend, is 치무치미. Oh, Korean dancer, you speak some Korean. That's great. And Jana from Slovakia, hello. Anat, hello. Trevor, 안녕하세요. Hola, we have Christy, Letty, Unknown, Cloudun, S-Disc, Maleni. Okay, I keep reading your names. Love of life. I'll keep reading the comments, so keep writing it. I'm going to introduce lots of words today too. Okay, so let's go. 짠. So what is this particle? Before starting that, I know a lot of people didn't watch my previous video and they don't even know what is particle, right? 짠, so I prepared this. 짠, let me change because I want to show the banner. Okay. 짠. Okay, so what is a particle? What is a particle? So particle is something very special in Korean grammar. Yes, is a word coming after a noun, And the particles are very important because it gives a role to the noun coming before particle. Let me show you some example. In English, you have a lot of preposition, right? I go to school. You have to. By putting to before a noun, you know that the direction. I go to school. The direction. My destination is school. So to school. Or I study at 7 p.m. So before this noun, you put at, so you know that this is a time. So Korean prepositions are not preposition. Korean particles are sometimes like English particle, English preposition, English preposition. Yes. So sometimes Korean particles are English similar to English preposition like this. But sometimes they also give another role that don't exist in English. For example, my favorite example is this. My mom eats an apple. And my mom eats an apple. You understand the meaning, right? My mom eats an apple. But there's nothing here, but you still know that my mom is the subject of the sentence and an apple is the object of the sentence. You know that, right? It's because in English, the location, the place of the word decide the role of the word. So when a noun comes before a verb, mostly that's a subject. And in many cases, you put a noun after the verb and you know that, this is an object of the sentence. So the location of the word is very important in Korean. But not in Korean, in English. What happened to me today? Actually, it's a holiday today, so maybe my mind is already like on a break. Anyway, going back to today's lesson. So location of the word is very important in English, but in Korean, we can mix the location of the word because we have the particles. So imagine in English, I'm just mixing the word order like this. I want to put an apple here. I want to put it, and my mom comes here. Does it mean exactly the same? My mom is an apple is my mom? No, just by changing the word order, the meaning completely changes. It's so scary. Apple is my mom. Let's see in Korean. 엄마가 사과를 먹어요. 엄마가 사과를 먹어요. Now let's change the word order like this. Now I want to say 사과를 엄마가 먹어요. Just like the English sentence here, I just mixed the word order, right? 엄마가 사과를 먹어요. But it means the same. 엄마가 사과를 먹어요. 사과를 엄마가 먹어요. I changed the word order. The meaning is exactly the same. Why? Because look. 엄마, mom, and there is 가 after 엄마. 가 is a particle here. So 엄마가, 가 is the subject marking particle. So I know that 짠, 엄마 is the subject of the sentence. And 사과, apple, and 를 is the object of the sentence. So I know that 사과 is the object of the sentence because this 를, this particle is marking 사과 as an object of the sentence. 먹어요 is a verb. So even if I put here, there is reul here. So okay, I got it. Since reul, the object marking particle, is saying that 사과 is an object of the sentence, then I know that 사과 is an object, even if the word order is different. And this too, 가, subject marking particle. Subject marking particle is here. So I know that, 엄마 is the subject of the sentence. And 먹어요, eat. So I can mix the word order. Do you see some the importance of the Korean particles now? So yes, it works like English preposition, like to, as sometimes, but I'm not going to teach you about these particles like 에 or 에서, or I'm not going to teach that. It's for another lesson. And this is today's focus. Like this. My mom, an apple, so subject and object. In English, the word order decide which one is a subject and which one is the object. But in Korean, we have the particle. It's like a part of the word or word that comes after a noun, and it's saying that, oh, you are the subject or you are the object. So 엄마가 사과를 먹어요. 사과가 엄마를 먹어요. Here, 를 is the today's target particle, object marking particle. So as you can see here, yes, there's no translation of this particle because it doesn't exist in English, and that's why there's no translation in English. How about the function? Function. It's a particle to mark an object of the sentence. Now you know what this means, right? Yes, so it's an object marking particle that marks an object of the sentence. Object of the sentence. So, 짠! Here's an example. I already showed the example with my mom is an apple, but there's another example like this. TV를 봐요. TV를 봐요. TV is TV. TV. It's an English word, and in Korean, we don't have the V sound. No V, no. So, V is often pronounced with B sound, as in TV. TV means TV. Sun, when you read Korean, can you please slow down? Yes, I'll do that. Sounds good. And Daniel, 안녕하세요. And Vernin, 안녕하세요. MD and Samara, 웹디자로. Ooh, we are getting more viewers on Facebook too. So TV meaning TV, and 를 is a particle. 를 is a particle. So 를 is saying that, hey, in this sentence, TV is the object of the sentence. In English, you put object after a verb like this. So I watch TV. So when you put TV after this verb, watch, to watch, you know that TV is the object of the sentence. But in Korean, we need to mark like this. And 봐요 means watch. So it literally means TV watch. TV watch. If you want to put the subject, of course you can put the subject in Korean like this. 저는 TV를 봐요 is okay. 저는 저 means I, and 는 is actually topic marking particle, but when there's no subject marking particle, this topic marking particle kind of works like a subject marking particle too. So 는 here is kind of works like subject marking particle, saying that 저 is the subject of the sentence, like I watch TV. But honestly, when I say this line, people know that teacher K-Jin is talking about herself. So in the context, in this atmosphere, in this situation, everyone knows that I'm talking about myself. So in that case, I can just omit it. But if you are not in this situation, you haven't talked about your sister, but you just want to say, my sister often watches TV. in that case, you must put the subject because people don't know what is the subject. You suddenly change the subject, so you need to say that. But if in the context that everyone knows that it's about you or it's about your sister, it's about your brother, if someone already know, people, the listeners already know about the subject, then you can omit it in Korean. That's why Korean sentences are often simpler, I think, in my opinion. KD 감사합니다. 아나냐 감사합니다. Yes. TV를 봐요. So TV is the object of the sentence because this object marking particle is marking TV as the object of the sentence. And Daniel, yes, 난 TV를 봐요 is correct too. 난 is a more informal way to say me. 저는 or 전 is very humble. Very humble. Okay, so let's move on. So there are two kinds of object marking particles. One is 을, and the other one is 를. And what's the difference? So let's look at this example. TV. Do you hear my pronunciation? TV. So yes, it sounds like kind of like TV, right? So this word ends with a vowel sound. TB, it ends with a vowel sound, right? TB, B-E-E. So we use 를. TV를 봐요. But imagine I have another word. 연극. Do you know this word? 연극. Yes, 연극 is difficult to pronounce, right? 연극. By the way, when you see this K sound at the end, a lot of beginners pronounce it like this. 연극. There's no k sound. In Korean, we just cut like this. 연극. We don't say 연극. So this is just a different pronunciation between English and Korean. And please remember, we don't have the strong k sound. You don't breathe out the k sound at the end. So it's 연극. It ends with a consonant, right? 연극. So we use 을. 연극을. So when you combine with this 을 sound, it becomes 글. So 연극을 봐요. So 연극 means play. So 연극을 봐요 means I watch a play. So as you can see here, if the object or the noun ends with a consonant, you use 을 as in 연극 as in play. And if object, the noun, ends in a vowel such as TB, then you use 를. So there are two kinds of pronunciation, two kinds of object marking particles. And we use this simply because of the pronunciation. Yeah, it's easier for Korean people to pronounce it. TV, 를, and 을. Okay, so 짠, let's practice. I prepared these English sentences and let's translate it together. Yay! So, I eat grapes. Yum, 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 yum. I eat grapes. What is the subject of the sentence? Well, as I just mentioned, very often when a noun or pronoun comes before a verb, then it's the subject, right? Subject. So you can use the subject marking particle or the topic marking particle, which sometimes works as a subject marking particle. So 저는. And in Korean word order, we always put the verb or adjective at the end of the sentence. So we don't say eat first, but we have to say the object first. Object. What is object? Object is 포도. 포도. And I told you 포도 is the object of the sentence, and that means I need to use the object marking particle. Which particle should I use? 포도. 오. Yes, O ends with a O ends with yes. 짠. Vowel sound, so I need to use 를. 포도를 먹어요. 먹어요 means I. And very often in Korean, we often omit 저는 if it's understood in the context. If everyone knows that the subject, then you don't have to mention it. Or someone is asking you, what are you eating? So I say, I'm eating grapes. Someone is asking about you, so you don't have to say, I. You don't have to repeat it again, so I just omit it. But it's okay to put it. 저는 포도를 먹어요. Very good. Very good. 수미 good job. And 니킬 잘했어요. 프락티샤 정희 클라우든 and KD 타타유 and ooh wow. Oh, you guys started putting the answer for the other one. Great job. Keep it up. And Daniel, very good. Okay, 저는 포도를 먹어요. Let's look at the next one then. The next one is 짠. My older sister. What is my older sister in Korean? My older sister is either 언니 or 누나. I see 여동생. Someone is saying 여동생. 여동생 means younger sister. It's not older sister. And 언니 and 누나 both means the older sister, but what are the differences? 언니 is used by female. So if someone is older than me, imagine I have older sister, yes. And I'm female, right? So if my older sister, if I have an older sister and I'm female, then I use 언니. But if you are a male and you have older sister, then you have to call the older sister as 누나. So either is okay depending on your gender or depending on the gender of the speaker. Okay, so 언니 or 누나. So I'll make two sentences then. 언니 가. Subject marking particle. I already taught you about the subject marking particle and topic marking particle, so I'm not going to explain about this. Check out my previous lesson. 언니가. Now, write is a verb, so I'm gonna put it at the end of the sentence. And a diary in Korean is 일기. Again, 일기 ends with a vowel sound, so I'm using 를. 언니가 일기를. And to write is 써요. And 누나, it ends with the vowel sounds too, so you need to use 가 again. And imagine it wasn't an older sister, but it was my younger sister, 여동생. Then you're going to use 이 is another subject mark particle. So 일기를 써요. So you need some practice. Now let's look at the third one. 치미치미 takes photos. So 침침이가 가 is a particle again. Now 사진 it ends with consonant. So 사진을 찍어요. Nia's interesting. See, Korean particles are interesting. I agree. And Daniel, very good. So 침침이가 사진을 찍어요. 사진 ends with consonants, so I'm using 을 here. Let's look at the last line. I like my grandmother. So 저는 my grandmother 할머니. In English, you say my grandmother, my mom, my father, my aunt. But in Korean, we don't really say 나의 or 저의 or 우리. You can say 우리. 우리 means our, but it just means my. When it's used before your family member or an organization that you are belong to. So 우리 할머니 means my grandmother. You can put 우리 할머니 if you want to say my grandmother, but very often you can just omit it. Just 할머니 is okay. And now 할머니, 니, 할머니. It ends with a vowel, so I'm using 좋아해요. 저는 제 할머니가 좋아해. 수미. Almost. Actually, this is one of the most common mistakes from a learner. So there are two ways to say to like in Korean, which is 좋아요 and 좋아해요. Both of them are translated into to like sometimes. 좋아요 is always to like. 좋아요 has two meanings, to like or to be good. It's an adjective. So before 좋아요, you always need to use the particle 가. 이가 좋아요. For example, 할머니가 좋아요. It means I like my grandmother. Or 책이 좋아요. It means I like books. So before 좋아요, you always need to use 이 or 가. And 좋아해요, before 좋아요, you always need to use 을 or 를. For example, 할머니를 좋아해요. 책을 좋아해요. So please remember, there are two ways to say to like. One is 좋아요. Actually, the first meaning of 좋아요 is to be good. So 할머니가 좋아요 means I like my grandmother. 책이 좋아요, I like books. But the point here is before 좋아요, you need to use 이 or 가, the particle 이 or 가. And before the word 좋아해요, to like the verb, this is a verb, you need to use 을 and 를. This is a common mistake, so please remember that. Okay, so anyway, the answer was 저는 우리 할머니를 좋아해요. I like my grandmother. 저는 우리 할머니를 좋아해요. Okay, so far, do you have any question? I think you're okay with these object marking particles, right? 질문 있어요? And MD를 exactly. And Harold, hello. So here 을을 좋아요. You cannot use 가 좋아해요. A lot of students say 이가 좋아해요. 이가 좋아해요. For example, like 이가 좋아해요. As in 할머니가 좋아해요. Actually, this is wrong. Or it means completely different from 할머니를 좋아해요 and 할머니가 좋아해요. So 할머니를 좋아해요. 할머니를 is object marking particle. So 할머니 is object of the sentence. I like 할머니 is object of the sentence. So my grandmother. But interestingly, if you say 할머니가 좋아해요, 가 is the subject marking particle, so 할머니 becomes the subject of the sentence. Then what happens is 할머니 is the subject of the sentence, which means it comes here. 할머니가 좋아해요 means my grandmother likes it. So the meaning is completely different, so please be careful with this particle. 할머니를 좋아해요. I like my grandmother. 할머니가 좋아해요. My grandmother likes it. 질문 없어요. Practice. Very good. Katie, 이제부터 괜찮아요. Awesome. Katie, I'm glad to hear that it was easy to understand. Okay, MD, right. Okay, so 짠. Here's homework for you because I know you want to practice more. So here are some sentences. My mom buys a book. By the way, my mom is 우리 엄마. 엄마 means mom. And if you really want to say it's my mom, even if it can be omitted in Korean, we can say 우리 엄마. Or 엄마 is okay. 책 means book. buy is 사요. And we is 우리. 우리. wear is 신어요 and boot, the shoes, right? In Korean, we use English word as in 부츠. And I is 저는 or 저. You can put the particle after these words. And meet, 만나요, and my friends. Again, in Korean, you can only say friends, which is 친구들 or 친구. If you really want to say my, then you can say 제 친구들. And also, friends is the plural here, is plural, but very often in Korean, even if there are many friends, we just say friend, as in 친구, without 들 at the end. Because for us, being plural or singular isn't so important. It's not important, so you don't really have to mention that. Okay, so please do homework, and if you want me to check personally, here's my Instagram account. So let me know on the Instagram by tagging my Instagram account. Of course, you can leave this homework on our YouTube channel or KoreanClass101.com. Facebook. Okay. Great. And one thing that I want to mention. Object marking particles are often omitted actually when we speak. So for example, you can say 할머니를 좋아해요. It's okay. Or 할머니 좋아해요. It's okay. 책 좋아해요. It's okay when you speak or when you write text casually with friends. Of course, when you write things in a report or a presentation, then you need to use the correct particles. But when we speak like this, you often omit it. And learn Japanese online. 감사합니다. Thank you so much for your donation. Yeah, 감사합니다. So I showed you a lot of examples today, but when you speak, you can omit it. 포도 먹어요 is okay. 포도 먹어요 means I'm eating grapes. 언니가 일기 써요. My older sister is writing a diary. Or 누나가 일기 써요. 여동생이 일기 써요 is okay. 침침이가 사진 찍어요 is also good. 사진을 찍어요 is the original sentence, but you can omit it. And 저는 우리 할머니 좋아해요 is okay. It's because object marking particles are very often is obvious. So 침침이가 사진 찍어요 and there's no particle. What is it? Is it object of the sentence? Is it a verb or is it a time? What is it? This doesn't happen. Usually it's obviously it's the object of the sentence. So 여동생이 일기 써요. So my younger sister diary, right? So my younger sister is writing a diary. So without the object marking particle, usually it's obviously an object. That's why when we speak in colloquial language, we omit it because it's obvious. But sometimes when sentence got longer and longer, sometimes it's not obvious. In that case, you need to put the object marking particle to make sure that this is the object of the sentence. So please remember that. So even if you don't see the object marking particle, please know that that can be the object of the sentence. It's too obvious. So Korean people want to save the energy. That's why we didn't put the object marking particle. And we put less energy. Okay, so thank you so much. And Katie, that was a good question. 선생님, 다음 라이브는 언제예요? 짠. So Next live will be 1 p.m. in Korean time. 1 p.m. in Korean time, and we are going to talk about the grammar. Korean grammar. Yay! The target grammar will be 느니, meaning rather than. It will be May 11th, next Thursday, 1 p.m. in Korean time. And learn Japanese. If all of your viewers give you a few dollars, you will be rich. That's true. But we all learn for free, and we interact each other. That's fun itself, isn't it? And I'm really happy to hear that the lesson was easy to understand. 정미 and Emily, thank you. 감사합니다. Myra, exactly. Not everyone has much money, so no need to. We learn for free every Thursday 1 p.m. Korean time, right? Ariel and Harold, 감사합니다. And KD, 저도요. So I hope everyone lives a happy life. 프라티샤, 감사합니다. So thank you so much everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye. 감사합니다. 프라티샤, KD, Learn Japanese, 정희, 마이라, Emily, Nikhil, and MD, Ariel, Harold. If I didn't mention your name, Veronique, I'll make sure to mention your name next week. So please join in the game. Bye bye, Luis, Anaya. Bye bye.